You may be in a relationship, you may not be in a relationship, you may be having a fabulous time in a relationship or a fabulous time single, or you may have, multiple people that you're playing with. There could be any situation. But take a moment, take a breath, and go, if I was choosing my reality with relationships, what would I choose? How many of you play into this role of you've been with somebody for a certain amount of time, therefore that means, and then if you start living together, when are you getting married? You get married. When are you having kids? You have one kid. When are you having the next kid? Like, there seems to be this unwritten or written law of how you are meant to be in relationships, rather than creating it as you would like. How many conclusions have you gone to in regards to relationships and in regards to you in relationships? We grew up with so many of these movies, and we start with the fairy tale movies, and the fairy tale movies, and you're like, oh my goodness, how many girls want a man to come along on their white horse and save them and be Prince Charming, and then a man's looking at it, and does he want a damsel in distress, or all of these stories that we grow up with. What did you think relationship was meant to be for you? Notice how even when I ask you that question, you're sort of like, "Ooh, I'm not sure. I haven't even asked myself that question." And for me, I remember when I met Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access Consciousness. um, I was talking to him about relationships, and I was talking to him about sex, right? Now, I want to get clear straight off. You have relationships and you have sex. They do not have to go together. And everybody lumps relationships and sex together. So everywhere that you put relationships and sex together, that they must go together. If you're having sex with someone, you must be in a relationship, etc. Will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, provids and beyonds. Now, they can work really well together. It's just like money and business can work well together. But business and money is what people always put in the same box as well. And that's not necessarily so. Okay. So you look at relationships as one thing, and you look at sex as another thing. And okay, so I like to give a little bit of home play every now and then. So your first home play, I would say, is have a look at what you would like in a relationship, if you would like it, like whatever it comes up for you. And then also with sex, like do two separate, pieces of paper and write down what that is that you would like. One for relationships and one for sex. You may be in a relationship, you may not be in a relationship, you may be having a fabulous time in a relationship or a fabulous time single, or you may have, multiple people that you're playing with. There could be any situation. But take a moment, take a breath, and go, if I was choosing my reality with relationships, what would I choose? And you don't need to show anyone. This is not like, it's not going to be corrected by a teacher. You just need to have a look at what is true for you. And that is what I would like to show up, is you start choosing what is true for you. Okay? Not what everybody else has done, what is true for you. And the same thing with sex. Okay? What is it that you would like sex to be for you? Okay? Again, you don't have to show anyone. Now, like I said, when I was having this conversation with Gary Douglas many years ago, I said something about like, I don't do relationships. And he was like, okay. And he said, how come? And I said, I don't see a good one, so why would I choose one? And what I started to look at was, I mean, there's no question in that, right? I was totally in conclusion. I was like, no, don't see a good one. Why would I choose one? I'm out, sort of thing. And I used to be very, very good at doing, actually, a couple of people used to call me 3-month wonder, because I would be in a relationship with someone for 3 months, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. But in truth, I was so enjoying that 3 months with someone, first off, having sex and playing and being in that energy. And then after about 3 months, it would start to go down that road of getting, okay, so where are we heading? And I was like, what do you mean, where are we heading? Why do we have to head somewhere? Why can't it just be today? And so how many of you play into this role of you've been with somebody for a certain amount of time, therefore that means? And then, you know, if you start living together, when are you getting married? You get married. When are you having kids? You have one kid. When are you having the next kid? Like there seems to be this, you know, unwritten or written law of how you are meant to be in relationships rather than creating it as you would like. So everything that is and everywhere that you are trying to function from the projections and expectations of your family, your culture, religion, this reality, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all known, shorts, boys, POVIDs and beyonds. So Gary asked me a few questions about this, and I realized I was not looking at what I would like. I was looking around me for reference. And who's the first people you look at for a reference in relationships? It's usually your parents. That's what you grow up with, right? You grow up with your mom and dad, and you know, nowadays it's very rare to have two people who are married and have kids and they're still together and happily ever after, you know, way into their years. So you grow up with whatever has gone on in your household, that becomes your, like, this role model, even though you don't even realize it. Is it, you know, abuse? Is it gaslighting? Is it controlling? Is it, you know, what is it? And some of you may actually have a really great family. And if you do, please celebrate that, because it's not a common thing, okay? So if you do, celebrate it. So, and then you'll look at, you know, your friends. And then you look at your friends and the people around you, and you start to look at the relationships they're choosing. And that's what I was doing. I was looking around and going, wow, I don't see any relationship that I would be like, yeah, I'd like that. So I concluded I don't do relationships. Okay. How many conclusions have you gone to in regards to relationships and in regards to you in relationships? Apparently a lot. Everything that is times a godzillion where you destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all known, shorts, boys, POVIDs and beyonds. So again, if you were choosing your reality with relationships, what would you choose? What would work for you? And you may not have any idea right now, and that's okay. It's actually a really good place to start. A great place to start is when you have a blank canvas, you know, like what if your life and your relationships, you're like an artist and you walk in and you have this blank canvas and you have all of these different, you know, utensils that you can paint, you can draw, you can do whatever it is you like. This is your life. This is your choice. Stop choosing your relationships based on everybody else.